Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we discuss all things financial literacy. This year, I released 3 separate videos on bank bonus hacking, and this is a strategy that allows you to make hundreds or even thousands of dollars just for opening bank accounts and setting up direct deposit. Sounds amazing, right? Free money simply for opening checking accounts and making a deposit, and who wouldn't want that? Now, this is a side hustle for me that has made over $14,000 just from bank bonuses alone. Yes, that's real money deposited directly into your accounts just for meeting a few simple requirements. But here's the catch. Most of these offers require a direct deposit, and that's where a lot of people get stuck. You might not work for a traditional employer that pays you via direct deposit. Maybe you're self-employed or a freelancer, or you're running your own business. Or perhaps you just don't want to mess up the settings with your paycheck to go to a new bank. Whatever your situation is, if you're thinking I can't do a direct deposit, don't worry, because today I'm going to give you 5 surprisingly effective ways to mimic or fake a direct deposit to unlock those bank bonuses. These really aren't hacks per se, but rather workarounds that some banks still recognize as qualifying direct deposits, even though technically they are not. But before we dive into it, I just want to introduce myself again because there's a lot of people here that are new. My name is Steven. I've been creating videos on YouTube for a little over 18 months. And in that time, I've helped thousands of people with personal credit, business education, as well as business funding. And I've also helped companies and brands expand their reach through social media content. I share strategies and ideas on YouTube completely free. So if you get any value from this, please take a second, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We're probably 2 or 3 months away from reaching 100,000 subscribers. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's start by breaking down what direct deposit actually is. Although definitions can vary slightly from one bank to another, the general idea is the same. A direct deposit is an electronic transfer of money, typically from an employer or a government agency, into your bank account. This could include your paycheck, your social security payments, or other types of government benefits. However, peer-to-peer payments like the ones you might get from your friends through apps like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or even Zelle, they do not count. Nor do transfers from your own accounts, at least not officially. But here's where things get interesting. Some banks still treat certain types of electronic transfers as qualifying direct deposits when it comes to awarding those sign-up bonuses. Now let's go over the very first method. The first option might seem obvious, but a lot of people are unaware this can possibly work. The first option is to use a traditional transfer. This one is arguably the easiest of the 5 methods, but it doesn't always work depending on the flexibility of your bank. That's because you're not technically making a payroll or government deposit, but some banks are surprisingly lenient in how they interpret these transactions and how they might still code it as a direct deposit. Let's say you already have a checking account with a major bank like US Bank, Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank, or Bank of America. You simply log into that account, you set up a transfer to your newly opened bank account, but then here's the key. It must be a push transfer, not a pull transfer. A push transfer means you're logging into your existing bank account and then you're pushing money into a new account. You're initiating the transfer from the account that already has your money. A pull transfer, by contrast, means you log into the new account and request money from the old one. Now, for the purposes of qualifying for a direct deposit bonus, only push transfers typically count. When you do this, you want to make sure that your transfers are 2 weeks apart, like a regular 9-to-5 job, which normally takes place on a Friday. And I suggest setting up a reoccurring transfer for 3 to 4 weeks, or however you would like to make it appear so that it looks like an ACH direct deposit transfer on a consistent basis. Once you meet the direct deposit requirements, you can stop initiating these transfers. I recently tried this, and I'll give you an example of what this looks like and how this transaction was coded as a direct deposit. Now, before I show you the example from my Citibank account, I just want to go over some information here when it comes to ACH transfers because I forgot to mention it. An ACH transfer is an electronic movement of money between banks or credit unions through the automated clearinghouse network. That is very important when it comes to direct deposits. ACH transfers include external funds, transfers, person-to-person payments, bill payments, and direct deposits from employers and government benefit programs. Now, there are two different types of ACH transfers. There's the ACH credit transfer, which lets you push money online to accounts at different banks, either accounts that you own or friends and family members. There's also ACH debit transfers. This involves money getting pulled from an account when you set up a reoccurring bill payment, for example, and the company you're paying can pull what it's owed from your account each month. Now, the reason I go over this is because I want to show you two different types of transfers on a Citibank account and exactly why this works, and if you do it the wrong way, how it could actually not work for a direct deposit code. So currently I am logged into my Citibank account. I'm going to take you through the steps of how you would initiate a direct deposit transfer with this particular account, and I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it and how it actually would not work. So let's start by going to payments and transfers, and then we're going to go to payment and transfer activity. Now, of course, every bank is going to be different, but when I'm looking at the Citibank account, I log in, I found the transfer option, and notice I can transfer to an external account. With most banks, you'll have to add the external account by including the account number and the routing number. Now, I'm going to actually select transfer because my Navy Federal account is already set up right here. As you can see, I'm doing a transfer between accounts. I'm moving it from my Citi checking account to my Navy Federal account, and then it shows $50, right? Now it says by selecting schedule, you authorize Citi to initiate a one-time ACH transfer as described above. I've done this before, and this specific transfer has been coded as an ACH direct deposit transfer. And if you have it reoccur every 2 weeks, then that's exactly what it will continue to look like. So I just went to the transfer section, but instead of going to transfer to external account, I just went to wire and transfer. Pretty much it works the same way, except for you can add a payee. But notice I can add the same Navy Federal account that I have here as a payee, and that's completely fine. So when I click on that account, it does the exact same thing, right? Make a one-time transfer. But when you use something like a domestic wire transfer, this particular type of transaction will not look like a direct deposit. So you want to look for the type of transfer that is going to an external account, but it will be coded as an ACH deposit. And in most instances, you'll probably see that your bank will recognize this as a direct deposit, even though when you read terms and conditions for bank bonuses, it actually states that transfers will not count. All right, so I just want you to take a look at this and just see the different methods. I know depending on the bank that you're using, this may or may not look different, but it's just good to understand exactly what you're looking for as far as external ACH transfers. Hopefully that simple explanation did help clarify some things with what type of transfer you need in order for it to look like a direct deposit. Our second option is a brokerage account transfer. So with the brokerage account, when you push transfer to an outside bank, it's generally coded as a direct deposit, and it says as much on the transaction description. And you can use platforms like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, or even newer brokerages like Robinhood or Webull to push money from an investment account into your bank account. As long as you initiate the transfer from the brokerage platform and not the bank, many banks will register that as a direct deposit. For example, I opened a checking account with Bank of America a few years back for a $300 sign-up bonus. The requirement was to receive $2,000 in direct deposits within 60 days. Instead of funneling my paycheck through it, I logged into my E-Trade brokerage account and I pushed over 2 separate transfers of $1,000 each. A few weeks later, the $300 bonus hit my account. So they registered that particular transfer as a ACH direct deposit automatically. Now that we know that option 1 and 2 sort of work the exact same way, there's no need for me to show you again on the website. Let's move on to option number 3, a business checking account transfer. Now this one is surprisingly effective and might even be more consistent than the other 2 methods because it mimics actual employers paying employees from a business account to a personal account. Now, here's a cool little trick. You don't have to have a giant company or dozens of employees to get a business bank account. In fact, just about anyone can open one. To start, you'll need to incorporate a business with a state. It doesn't even have to be a state that you live in. You can look for one with low registration fees. For instance, Hawaii, Michigan, and Missouri have the lowest foreign LLC registration fees, so I highly recommend that you check those out. After that, you'll need an employer identification number, your EIN, which you can get free from irs.gov. It's like the social security number for your business. Once you've got your business registered and you have an EIN, you can open a business account, and you don't have to get one that's, from a national bank. You can use a digital one like Novo. They don't charge any monthly fees and they don't require a minimum balance. There's a link in the description if you're interested in signing up for Novo. Once you open your business bank account, you simply add your personal checking account as a payee and you send yourself a transfer. Once again, not a wire, an external transfer. From the bank's perspective, it looks a lot like an employer paying wages, and the bank will recognize this as a direct deposit. Now for the fourth method, and this one might actually surprise a lot of you, but this one is Treasury Direct withdrawals. So you can purchase T-bills on treasurydirect.gov, and this is the US government's official platform for buying Treasury securities like savings bonds and T-bills. Now, while this might sound very complicated, it's actually one of the most underrated ways to qualify for a bank bonus. When you buy a T-bill, you're lending money to the government, and then you're paid back a slightly higher amount when it matures. So why does this matter? Because banks often classify this payment as a government deposit, and therefore it's a qualifying direct deposit. I've tested this theory with a $325 bonus from Citibank, which has a reputation for being very strict about what counts as a direct deposit. I bought 2 T-bills through Treasury Direct, set my Citibank account as the payout account, and then I just waited. Sure enough, Citibank treated this withdrawal as a valid direct deposit, and the bonus came through. So now I'll take you over to the website so I can show you how to buy a T-bill on Treasury Direct. And once that T-bill matures, the proceeds will automatically be deposited into your selected account, and potentially it'll trigger a bank sign-up bonus. Currently, we are on treasurydirect.com. It's a very easy website to use, even though I know it looks a little old. To sign up, all you need to do is go to open a new account. When you do, you'll follow 3 simple steps. Step 1, you want to choose the type of account that you're opening. Step 2, you're going to provide some personal information. And then step 3, you're going to create a password. You'll do a personalized image caption and some security questions. When you go through the setup, you'll see that individual is already automatically selected. If you do want to use a business or corporation, then you can, but I would just suggest doing it as individual. Once you do that, you'll be brought to a screen where you'll fill out all of your information here. And then after this screen, you'll make your password, you'll do your picture caption, and then you'll do your security questions, and they'll verify your email, and then you'll be able to log in. Now, once you are signed in, you're going to go to Buy Direct. It should be at the very top of the screen, and then you're going to look for bills. When you click on bills, you'll hit submit. And now you'll be brought to several different products that you can then pick from. So we're looking for a 4-week T-bill. The auction date is going to be July the 10th, and then the issue date will be July the 15th of 2025. So let's just click on this one. And then we're going to scroll down. So then you'll want to put your purchase amount. So for example, if you want to purchase $1,000 worth of T-bills, then you can. And then you would select your schedule for reinvestment. I would say, no, we're not going to do that. And then you're going to hit submit. So this will be the preview of your purchase. You'll see your name, your product type, your auction date, your issue date, the purchase amount, the source of the funds, and then you'll see your number of reinvestments. And then from there, you can hit submit. Now, my recommendation is to purchase the T-bills based on the amount of the bonus. So I don't know exactly what the bonus will be. Of course, every bank bonus is different, but let's say you had to make 2 deposits and they have to equal $1,000. I would do 1 T-bill of $500 now. 2 weeks from the time you bought this current T-bill, you could then do another one. That way you have deposits that should come within 2 weeks apart. And when everything's said and done, these deposits that you're getting from these T-bills will look like government deposits. Now, for our 5th and final method, this is going to be one that I've already talked about on this channel, and it does work for business owners. You can set up payroll for your business, and this is 100% guaranteed a way to qualify for any bank bonus. Reason being, this isn't an actual fake direct deposit from an employer. This is a real direct deposit because you are paying yourself as an employee of your company. Running payroll for yourself using a payroll processing service like Gusto, QuickBooks Payroll, ADP, or Paychex is a streamlined way to pay yourself properly, especially if your business is taxed as an S corporation or even a C corporation. So if you are a business owner and you want to learn how to do this, I highly recommend that you watch my video on this topic. In this particular video, I talk about ADP, but it doesn't have to just be ADP. There are many other payroll processing services that you can actually use to do this exact same thing. All right, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. So if you were unable to receive traditional direct deposits for whatever reason, I hope you understand now that there are still creative, completely legal ways for you to get these bank bonuses. Personally, I lean towards using a business checking account or even treasury direct withdrawals. They tend to work more consistently. But if you already have an investment checking account or a brokerage account and you want to try that or a bank transfer, just make sure it is a push transaction. At the end of this video, I'm going to link the 2 previous videos that I had on bank bonuses. Highly recommend that you check those out. Also, I have a bank bonus sheet tracker available on my website. You can download that completely free if you want an easy way to track those bank bonuses. And again, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I've got tons more videos lined up on how to level up your finances, maximize your money, and build long-term wealth. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.